Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, what the world is listening to.
What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, and you are listening into our Attitude Years Season 2, 1999 recap. We're checking out WWF Raw Is War from November 8th, 1999, live at Penn State University in Pennsylvania. If you haven't heard of the series before, I cover the whole entire Attitude era from 97 to 2002. You could check out season 1, which covers December 97 to December 98. That's in the archives, and we're almost done with season 2 here. So we are going to get uncensored and cover the Attitude Era right now. So as we prepare to cover this episode, just a little backstory here. Last week on SmackDown, Vince McMahon went to hit Triple H with the WWF title. He missed and nailed Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Austin is pissed, and we're all wondering what's going to happen. And with that, Austin comes out to the ring to start the show. Austin says, last week on SmackDown, Vince McMahon hit me in the face with the WWF title. For those who don't know me, Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't like getting hit with the title. Vince McMahon, get your ass out here. Vince comes out. Austin says, before you flop your gums, think really hard what you're about to tell me. Did you make a mistake when you hit me? Vince says, we all make mistakes. I don't appreciate being called an asshole. That was an accident. I think you can believe me. Lightning can strike twice. I'm going to appoint myself as a special guest referee at the Survivor Series in the main event match. The Rock then comes out. Rock says, I don't think it was an accident. Vince says, wasn't it an accident at No Mercy when you, Rock, hit Stone Cold Steve Austin with a sledgehammer? It's an accident that Triple H is a WWF champion. Triple H then comes out on the ramp. Triple H says, let me get this straight. You three are a bunch of screw-ups. I'm the only one who doesn't make mistakes. I've beaten all your asses. I am that damn good. At Survivor Series, mistakes or not, I will walk out the WWF champion. Vince, you get your punk ass in my face tonight, and it'll be the biggest mistake of your life. So it's being told to us that we don't know if we should trust Vince McMahon. Vince has been a sneaky character throughout his entire career in the WWE. You can't ever trust him. A lot of things are at stake here. The WWF title. No one likes Triple H as champion. Stone Cold wants the belt. The Rock wants the belt. Vince is trying to create tension between The Rock and Austin by bringing up the fact that Rock cost Austin the title at No Mercy. Things are looking good for Survivor Series, and we'll cover more of that later on. But it was a good opening segment for Raw. It was good that they got right to the point of what was going on. We then see the New Age Outlaws argue with Mankind and Al Snow backstage before the tag title match next. Mankind and Al Snow defending against the New Age Outlaws. Mr. Ass hits Al Snow with a jackhammer. Mankind applies Mr. Sacco on the Road Dogg. And then Val Venis attacks Mankind. Al Snow hits Road Dogg with a snowplow, but then Mr. Ass hits Al Snow in the back with a steel chair. Road Dogg gets the pin, and we have new WWF Tag Team Champions and the New Age Outlaws. Mankind and Al Snow just won the titles a week ago, so I'm surprised to see them drop them so quickly. And I'm also surprised to keep seeing fucking Val Venis involve himself in Mankind's business. They fought at No Mercy. Val got the win. Mankind then defeated Val. They haven't fought one-on-one again. I don't understand why they continue to fight. I think it's stupid. But I'm glad to see the New Age Outlaws as tag team champions because they're a better tag team, I think, than Mankind and Al Snow. And I like the Outlaws together. We then get our next match, the Godfather with the host taking on Val Venis. Godfather offers the host to Val, but Val attacks the Godfather. Val hits a Russian leg sweep, and before the match can continue, Mankind runs down and attacks Val Venis, and the two of them fight in the crowd, and it doesn't look like this rivalry between Mankind and Val Venis is going to end anytime soon. Tess and Stephanie McMahon are interviewed backstage next. Tess says he's happy to be a part of the family, and Tess and Stephanie are set to get married in 2 weeks, so we're getting a lot of segments with them. Lilian Garcia is next in the ring, and she announces that the Big Show's father has passed away. They do a 10-bell salute for the father, and then WWF Hardcore Champion Big Boss Man comes out and reads a sympathy card for the Big Show's dad, basically trash talking the Big Show and his father. This is kind of sick to see, knowing that, I mean, we know the Big Show's dad really isn't dead, but for anyone who's lost a parent, it is kind of hard to watch this and see them, basically make a mockery of death. However, this is the Attitude Era, so that's what you're going to expect. Funny stuff here with the Big Boss Man. It's just silly, silly stuff. We get another promo for Kurt Angle, who will debut at Survivor Series. We then get our next match: Edge and Christian and the Headbangers defeat WWF European Champion, the British Bulldog, and the Mean Street Posse. This ends up leading to a brawl after the match, and really nothing here with this. I like the British Bulldog as European Champion. I said it before, but they're not really doing much with him, and this match is just basic filler stuff. We then see Y2J Chris Jericho at Beaver Stadium. Chris Jericho says the WWF embarrassed themselves by making Chyna the Intercontinental Champion. So Jericho will be taking on Chyna at Survivor Series, and we'll see Chyna later on. Next up, we have X-Pac taking on The Rock. The Rock was named People's Magazine's sexiest wrestler alive, so good stuff there. Rock tosses X-Pac into the steps and the announce table. He then sends the X-Pac into the crowd. The referee gets knocked out. X-Pac hits a low blow and nails The Rock from behind in the face with a chair. He gets a 2. X-Pac ends up nailing a Bronco Buster, but after The Rock hits a rock bottom, and The Rock gets the victory over X-Pac. Immediately after the match, DX runs down and attacks The Rock. Triple H hits a pedigree on The Rock, and then Vince McMahon comes out. Vince says, Triple H, this is between you and me. You don't need your friends in the ring. DX leave. Vince says, you didn't like it when I made myself the referee at Survivor Series, but you're going to hate this. Tonight, you will defend that title against my future son-in-law, Tess. And the guest referee will be my son, Shane McMahon, and the timekeeper will be me. If your friends come within 50 feet of the ring, I will strip you of that title. And then when the Triple H turns around, he is met with a rock bottom and a people's elbow. So although DX again attacking The Rock and Vince McMahon get the upper hand and outsmart Triple H. Triple H forced to defend his title tonight. Next up, WWF Intercontinental Champion Chyna comes out with Miss Kitty. Chyna says, Chris Jericho, the worst thing you can do at Survivor Series is see me as just a woman. She continues to talk until Stevie Richards comes out dressed as Elvis. Stevie says, easy mama, it's your Stevie Bear. I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover. This one's for you. Hit the music. He sings a song about Chyna being a woman, and then Chris Jericho hits Chyna and tosses Stevie Richards to the floor. Jericho and Chyna fight. Chyna spares Jericho. They brawl. Kitty jumps on a referee. Jericho and Chyna keeps fighting until they are separated. This was a good pull-apart brawl. I'm excited to see Jericho and Chyna at Survivor Series, finally mixing it up, and we'll see how well Chyna does. We see the Acolytes at a bar. A lady starts to talk to them, and we know this probably isn't going to be good news for the people in the bar. Al Snow is backstage talking on the phone. He's on Doreen died of natural causes. I'm not going to kill anyone. And then Mankind shows up and gives Al Snow WWF The Music Volume 4, and then he gives Al Snow head, which, pardon the pun. Next up, WWF Hardcore Champion, the Big Boss Man, taking on Kane. During this match, Tori watches backstage, and Prince Albert attacks Kane, but Kane hits Prince Albert with a choke slam. Immediately after the choke slam to Albert, the Big Boss Man attacks Kane with his nightstick, and the Big Boss Man leaves Raw Is War, making fun of the Big Show's father and assaulting Kane. We then see the Acolytes at the bar, still with the girl. The boyfriend grabs his girl from them and leaves upset. We then get the Hollies taking on Too Cool, and the Hollies get the win after Hardcore lands a sit-out suplex to Sky to Hottie for the victory. Next up, the Acolytes have a bar fight with the locals who say they are bad wrestlers. The lady leaves with the Acolytes. And the Acolytes, I would like them to come with me to a bar because I'm sure they definitely have my back. Next up, the WWF Champion Triple H defending the title against Test. Vince McMahon, the guest timekeeper, comes out, and the guest referee, Shane McMahon, comes out. Triple H tries to attack Test, but Test lands a roll-up. Shane does a quick count and gets a 2. Vince tosses Triple H into the ring. Test slams Triple H into the steps and the railing. The Rock and Austin watch backstage. Triple H puts Test on a table and jumps off the railing with a double fist drop. Shane asks Vince McMahon about the time. after Triple H lands a pedigree. Triple H punches Vince McMahon and slams Shane into the steps and over the announce table. Vince finally hits Triple H with the WWF title, puts Tets on top of Triple H, but Triple H kicks out at 2. Tets lands a pump handle slam and a flying elbow drop. And then we see on the Titantron, DX are backstage saying Stephanie McMahon is having the time of her life. And then we see Mr. S and the Road Dogg pulling a lady's leg. We're supposed to believe it's Stephanie McMahon. Vince, Tess, and Shane all leave. Triple H wins by countout. And the end of Raw Is War happens when Vince, Tess, and Shane all start looking for Stephanie McMahon. Vince screams for Stephanie, and Raw Is War goes off the air. A crazy way to end this episode. The fact that Stephanie McMahon is getting sexually assaulted by DX would lead anybody to leave the match. But DX continue to outsmart the McMahons. But I don't know for how long. Survivor Series is just around the corner. One more stop, and that's WWF SmackDown. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell on YouTube to stay notified when new content is created. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and wherever you get your podcasts. I'm so excited. We're nearing the end of 1999 and entering 2000. So stay with us. And until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.